long, winding road if you should lose today.
Yeah, so why don't we look at how these two teams made it so far? Both of them, obviously, the 1 and 4 seeds, hosted a pod last weekend. The Juab Wasps took care of Morgan 12-3, and then played the Emory Spartans and won 11-1. So Juab had little struggles in the opening weekend. Carbon, on the other hand, had a similar first game where they beat Judge Memorial 13-0. But that second game was a wild one. It was a rematch of last year's championship game between Carbon and Grantsville. Carbon overcame a 9-5 deficit in the final inning, scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th to overcome the Cowboys and walk off with a victory.
And that is not surprising if you are familiar with Carbon High School baseball. When they get down, all that means is we have to chip away now. We're going to keep doing what we do. And I use this word constantly with Carbon High School baseball. They are consistently going to do what Carbon does. They are very consistent, and they'll chip away at those runs. And they chipped away with enough runs to defeat Grantsville by 1.
Yeah, so a big comeback effort to allow the Dinos a chance to play in this game. And these two teams, they met earlier this year. Juab, for the second straight year, is coming into this tournament with the 1 seed. But these two teams met early in the season in Carbon, and the Dinos took care of business 16-6. And that was a really unique game. It was extremely windy that afternoon, and there was a lot of pop flies that would end up landing in the grass. And so it wasn't a very clean game for the Wasps defensively, and I think that was kind of the big difference. So don't read too much into that early season game, but these are two top teams in this year's tournament.
And I agree, they probably are the two best teams. But the other issue is the Carbon kids and the Emory kids in the same token have played in the windiest weather in my memory. I once said if the wind stopped blowing, the Carbon players in that softball and baseball, they'd tip over. They're so used to playing in wind, they're constantly battling the wind. That's not going to be an issue at all today. One of the really exciting things today is this UCCU baseball field is fully synthetic. I don't know how else to say that. It is if it were a football field, it would be a carpet. The batter's box is even a carpet. Every single thing is synthetic. There's no dirt here. That's going to make the game, I think, smoother, but it's going to be a little different.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing because we got a lot of rain this morning, and you can see the mountains across the valley are all snow-capped, so it might help us out. It'll dry out a little quicker on the turf, but to your point, JR, it is going to play differently when that ball hits the turf and bounces. You know, fielders are going to have to it's just different than a grass field, so fielders are going to have to account for that.
And I agree with you. How great to be playing on an all-weather field. I literally drove through snow and rain coming up over Soldier Summit to get here. And as soon as we pulled into the valley, the sun is shining, and here you are. It doesn't matter how much it rained or snowed last night. You've got an all-weather field, the sun's shining. Let's play baseball.
That's right. And so Juab, again, coming into this one, 21-5. They went a perfect 12-0 in region play. The Dinos, on the other hand, are 17-8 and went 10-2, and both of these winners of their region. So again, two top teams. You might, if you followed Carbon baseball, you might see a few names missing from the lineup, especially Colton Lowe, their cleanup hitter, broke his leg about 2 weeks before the season ended. And so that's going to be a spot where some other kid's going to have to step up and fill that role. And, he was a great center fielder, a great batter. And that's a significant loss for the Dinos.
That's a huge loss. And I almost need a tissue to dry an eye to have that occur. It's so tragic. And yet, I promise you, Carbon's attitude is next man up. Let's go. I don't know how Jordan Fawcett fits into this, but he is another loss.
Yeah, Jordan Fawcett also had an injury, but he's actually going to be our starting pitcher today. So his injury is to that non-throwing arm, the elbow. So he can't bat. He was their 3-hitter for the majority of the season, but He won't be able to bat, but he is going to lead things off for the Dinos on the mound. On the other side, it'll be the senior number 23, Porter Bowles. And so you've got two senior pitchers both looking to take that next step for their teams and get them into that semifinal game. And it's just, again, it's going to be in a really exciting matchup between two really talented teams.
And literally at this point in the year and at the big dance, you are going to put your best foot forward all day long.
Yeah, so why don't we run through those starting lineups. Batting first will be the Dinos with that 4 seed, and they'll lead things off this time with number 11, Chet Anderson. He's going to move up into that leadoff spot, and he'll be playing second base. Batting second will be number 8, Rylan Hart at short. Then in center will be number 1, Keaton Rich. Batting cleanup will be number 6, Wyatt Falk at first base. Then at left field will be number 17, Ridge Nelson. Behind the plate will be number 3, Jacob Vasquez. And then number 22, Dallin O'Neill will be in right field. Batting 7th will be number 7, James Castro, and he'll be playing third base. DHing for the Dinos will be number 10, Bo Villa. And then Jordan Fawcett will be on the mound. And again, he will not be batting. For the home team, the designated home team, the Juab Wasps, leading things off will be number 6, Jaden Topham, and he'll be playing second base. Then it'll be number 23, Porter Bowles, the starting pitcher, followed by number 9, Cooper Ford at third. Batting cleanup will be number 5, Triker Greenhall, and he'll be behind the plate. Number 26, Wyatt Payton will be the DH. Then number 11, Austin Park will be playing shortstop, followed by number 15, Jackson Adams at first. Then number 27, Taylor Newton will be in right field, followed by number 7, Bryce Bowles in left field. And playing center field will be number 1, Jimmy Rosenbeck.
Kids who've played a lot of baseball, I guarantee you.
Yeah, so we are just a few moments away from the first pitch. And we definitely want to take this time to mention our Spectrum Paint pregame show. We appreciate Spectrum Paint and all that they do. And we'll wrap up that pregame show and get ready for the first pitch between the Juab Wasps and the Carbon Dinos.
And this is Chet Anderson about to see the first pitch in this game.
So the lefty takes a first pitch strike that catches the outside corner. Ball's quickly working, and he's ahead 0-2.
And you've got to think Carbon is going to come into this game with a lot of confidence, knowing they have defeated Juab. It's early in the season. I promise you the Juab Wasp team that came to Carbon is not the same team that is here today, but neither is Carbon.
The 0-2 pitch outside for ball 1. Bull is an excellent pitcher. He's got a 1.98 ERA through 11 appearances this year. He's 7-1 on the year. And this one hit hard down the left field line, but out of play.
But the left fielder definitely on his horse over there to chase it down. Number 7, I don't have his name right in front of me.
And Bulls, again, this 42 1/3 innings of pitching throughout the year, as the count is now even at 2-2. He's allowed just 13 walks in 42 innings and 51 strikeouts, so he's been very efficient on the mound for the Wasps. That one's a misses outside. Good at bat here by Chet Anderson to run the count full. This one hit hard, but right to the right fielder, and that'll be a line out for Anderson.
And again, I expect the Carbon Dino players to make contact with the baseball, and that was a good example. Nice hit, just went straight to the right fielder.
And if you continue making contact, good things will eventually happen.
And that's part of the Carbon consistency.
Big curveball misses high, ball 1. This is Rylan Hart, a guy that will be in the MVP conversation for 3A.
He has to be.
He's a great fielder and has been leading off for the Dinos for the majority of the year, but those injuries have shaken up the top of the Dino lineup.
The batting order has definitely changed when you lose Lowe and Fawcett in the batting order. There's Hart.
Another line out.
And he's going to send it to left field.
So 2 hard hit balls, but both of them go Juab's way, and there's 2 down here in the first. I mean, both of those were hit with a lot of velocity.
They were hard hit balls. They were. You know, a little bit more and they're over the head, a little less they drop in, they fall in for a base hit. And Carbon just keep hitting the ball. Good things will happen.
First pitch to Keaton Rich is high, ball 1. Rich, a .397 hitter on the year. He's got a lot of slugging, though. 12 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. This one hit hard on the line into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit.
It's going to be add bases.
Rich on his way to second, and he'll pull up with a 2-out double.
And that is, again, I'm going to say this till I'm a broken record, the Carbon players hit the ball. As soon as you lay that ball down on the grass where a player can't get to it, then you start having runners on the bases, and it's going to eventually generate runs for you.
Well, you can't feel good as a pitcher. Bulls has 2 outs in the inning, but everything's been hit really hard. And so far, the Dinos jumping on Bulls, even though you don't really see it in the scorebook.
Exactly. Three batters have made contact with the baseball, and good things have happened.
Now stepping in, the cleanup hitter, Wyatt Falk. He's really improved things at the plate over the last few weeks, but he'll watch a first pitch strike. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Rich was on the move, but Falk's going to foul that off.
And again, nice contact by Wyatt Falk.
Runner stays, and it'll be a swing and a miss. So Bulls navigates the first inning, allows 1 hit on the 2-out double, and that'll be it as we head to the bottom of the first here on ETV.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go over the hill. Stop by Magnuson Lumber in Castledale for the tools and expertise you need. Whether it's a new coat of paint in the living room or building your dream home, Magnuson has the supplies you need to get the job done. Our friendly, well-trained staff will help you with any project, and will deliver to both Emery and Carbon counties. Visit Magnuson Lumber at 495 East Main in Castledale.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
We have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local Jane Auto location to learn more about our sanitizing options.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
And welcome back. To the bottom of the first we go. And leading things off for the Juab Wasps will be number 6, Jaden Topham, followed by 23, Porta Bowles, and number 9, Cooper Ford. Again on the mound for the Dinos will be the senior, Jordan Fawcett.
And I have to tell you, it warms my heart to see him out there.
Fawcett played a huge role in that comeback victory over Grantsville as we await the first pitch. High for ball 1. Grantsville jumped out to that lead, and Fawcett came in and pitched 2 2/3 innings of shutout baseball and allowed his team a chance to make the comeback.
He just looks good pitching today. And it's fun to see these kids playing on this all-weather, beautiful field here at the Utah Valley University.
Second pitch misses low. 2-1 the count. Fawcett has pitched in now 8 appearances. He's got a 4.06 ERA and a 1-3 record, but again pitched really well in that playoff game last week. This one fouled back to even the count at 2.
And you can hear a very active Carbon fan base here at the ball game.
Yeah, pretty even with the walks and strikeouts. 22 walks and 27 strikeouts in nearly 21 innings of pitching. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And the tag is applied. So that'll be a Pierce Oil strikeout to start the day for Jordan Fawcett, and there's one down.
And I think you're telling me that Fawcett is taking up right where he left off in the game against Juab.
Yeah, anytime you have, I shouldn't say anytime, but the majority of the times you have a top team, it's because you have a lot of senior leadership, and both these teams have that. And Fawcett, one of those seniors that's looking to get that state title, as he delivers a first pitch strike to Porter Bowles.
And that was a beautiful pitch.
That pitch misses low, 1-1. Now 2-1. The weather has been extremely strange this spring. I mean, it honestly looked like a November day the way it was snowing, but we are in May here.
And all at once it looks like a beautiful May day here,
Yeah.
and we're playing a little baseball.
Got a lot of people here inside the UCC ballpark. Or UCCU, that's a walk. So there will be a runner on board.
So Fawcett has a strikeout and then a walk.
Which is pretty, I mean, this has been his year so far. He averages nearly a walk and a strikeout per inning. So that's something that he'll need to cut down on. You don't want to let a lot of Wasp base runners have their chances on the bases.
Yes. Keep them off the bases. They can't score runs.
So now up is Cooper Ford, the starting third baseman. He's batting .404 on the year. This one hit hard into left field, but just like the top of the first, right to the left fielder for an out.
And ball hit right to the left fielder, who had to take a couple of steps, but pulled that one in.
Yeah, Ridge Nilsson playing over at left field. Keen Rich in center. Over and right is number 22, Dallin O'Neill for the Dinos. So 2 down now for Triker Greenhall. That curveball lands in there for a strike. Throw back to first, not in time. Greenhall's hitting .432 on the year, 30 RBIs. He's got 3 homers. Runner goes, throw down to second. Not in time. Oh, and then the tag's applied, and that's an out.
He pulled his hand off the bag. If you got a replay on that, that is the coolest play I've seen in May.
Yeah, this is a heads-up play by Chet Anderson that's covering. And Bowles just slid too far, and then Anderson applied the tag, and that'll do it for us in the top of the third. So no hits, no out, or no hits, no runs. And we'll head to the top of the second with a scoreless tie.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
Due up for the Dinos here in the top of the second is number 17, Ridge Nilsson, followed by Jacob Vasquez and Dallin O'Neill. First pitch misses low for a ball.
And a very interesting first inning.
A lot of action for a 0-0 score.
Yes.
We saw a lot of hard hit balls right to fielders. We saw a hard hit double, and then a walk and a throw out. Caught stealing. As Nielsen reaches for that one, strike two.
Swing and a miss.
So Bowles back attacking the hitters. And time's called. See, the next game is the other quarterfinal game between ALA and Juan Diego, so two private schools will go at it. Is that right?
Yes. And
at 1:30, as Nilsson flies out to right field.
But he hit the ball again deeply. And after that, the other championship set is Canyon View and Juan Diego at 3 o'clock.
No, that game already happened.
That game already happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see Juan Diego over here. Okay, I've finally figured out this tournament bracket. Keep me on the straight and narrow, Dylan. You know that's one of your assignments.
So this is the catcher, Jacob Vasquez. And he's quickly ahead 2-0 now.
And I brag about Vasquez getting the ball down to second. We thought the runner was going to be safe, and Vasquez throws him out.
Well, if it wasn't for the overslide, he would have been safe. But again, I think that's part of this new field is you don't stop like you do on dirt. And Bulls didn't account for that, went right over the bag. As Vasquez swings to that one to even the count up at 2-2.
It's a little bit like sliding on carpet, I would say. The dirt is going to hold you up a little bit. The carpet's going to let you go.
Right. 2-2 pitch, low. Count's now full. Vasquez, a .379 hitter. And he'll take a walk. That'll be the second base runner of the day for the Dinos.
And I believe that's the second walk for Bowles. No?
No, just the first.
And again, you're keeping me on the straight and narrow. Don't forget.
Yeah, Bowles does not walk very many. I think that's just his 13th on the year through 40-plus innings, so pretty impressive by Bowles. This is Dallin O'Neill. He's a .281 hitter, and the first pitch lands in there for a strike.
I don't even want to confess how foolish I am with I don't do a scorebook like you do. I do hieroglyphics, and my hieroglyphics were got twisted. Oh.
Yeah, Bowles walked in the first with the bat in his hand. But
yes, he did walk.
a little different. 0-2 count here to O'Neill. Oh, it's a beautiful day here.
And
at Orem.
I've been looking at the trees too. I can't see much wind.
No, it's really settled down since the rain stopped. This one on the ground to second. Throw is going to go into the left field.
Oh, the runner fell down. Is he going to make it?
Throw is going to go to third, and now the ball just no one can grab the ball. That was a comedy of errors, but it'll turn out what could have been a double play, any double play. After a couple of errors, we'll leave runners on second and third.
And I believe the coach wants to have a little talk here. No, he's just bringing balls to the official. Now, that was really interesting. So, O'Neill, is that going to be a single, or is it on errors?
That's an error. That's actually a couple errors.
Yeah.
So, probably an E4. On the second
and Jacob Vasquez, again, a new field. He comes around second base and falls down.
Well, I think he got tied up with the shortstop. This one's slowly on the ground to third. Throw in time. So Castro tried to leg it out, but not in time. 5-3 put out.
And a nice play by Cooper Ford on third base to get that out.
Yeah, and the runner over at third, Vasquez, had to, well, this is actually a pinch runner for Vasquez, and I didn't catch his number, but everyone had to hold on the bases.
I knew there was going to be a pinch runner. It just slipped my mind.
So now the DH, Bo Villa. He's got a chance here with 2 down to bring home the first runs of the game.
And Bo Villa batting here as a DH for a reason, a couple of reasons actually.
There's been no hits in the inning, 1 walk and 2 errors. And in a game like this, when you're playing a top-tier team, you want to capitalize on any chance that they give you. That one misses high as well, 2-0. This is a big at-bat. You got the top of the order following Villa.
And a great time for Villa to shine.
And that one's going to be a called strike. Nice pitch by Bulls.
He's definitely not concerned.
And that one fouled off. 2-2 now the count.
And you know Vasquez, the catcher, is going to get a pinch runner, and so he can put on his catching gear. Another foul back.
Villa hitting 222 on the year. He does have 10 ribbies. Sorry, 10 hits and 3 ribbies. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. And the Wasps escape the damage. And we'll head to the bottom of the second, all tied up at 0.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed. They provide service in the fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation for a long list of customers who need material delivered safely and on time. Nielsen Construction is locally owned and a proud supporter of the athletic departments in Carbon, Emery, and Grand County. No matter the size of the project, Nielsen Construction has the experience, equipment, and manpower to get the job done.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
First pitch, swinging is Greenhall, and he'll be aboard with a single to left, right through that 5-6 hole, hit hard. And the Wasps will immediately start off with a base runner here in the bottom of the second.
And Juab doing the same thing Carbon does, bring the catcher in, let him put on his gear.
That's a pinch runner for Greenhall. Now number 26, Wyatt Payton will be the batter. He's the designated hitter today. Greenhall actually saw a few pitches from Fawcett in the bottom of the first, but when Porter Bowles was caught stealing, that ended the inning.
It did. The Vasquez throwout, and it was so interesting. And I think your take is exactly right. You slid on an all-weather field, and it didn't act like a normal field.
Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Payton. Payton hitting .351 on the year. And that one's fouled back 1-2. You look at these lineups and they're all filled with guys that can swing the bat, which you would expect when you talk about the number 1 seed and the number 4 seed.
Yeah, you get to this point in the tournament, ranked number 1, number 4, you've got to have kids that can hit the ball and other kids that can pitch the ball.
Runners going, throw down to second, and it's in time. And the Juab Wasps continue to be aggressive on the base pass, but it has not worked out for him so far. Another caught stealing.
And here's Jacob Vasquez again doing what Jacob Vasquez does.
So now 2-2 the count to Payton, nobody on and 1 out. And the pitch swung on and fouled off down the third baseline.
And not even the third base coach could come up with that one.
And that one hit him. So Carbon gets rid of a base runner and puts another one immediately back on.
And nobody wanted that, especially Jordan Fawcett, but things like that happen when you play the game.
So Chet Anderson runs over to talk to Jordan. And they're going to regroup while number 11, Austin Park, will dig in. First pitch high for ball 1. Park, a .403 hitter. He's got a couple dingers. Now the runner goes again. This one hit high in the air, but foul.
And I can tell you right now, the Juab runners are very aggressive.
Yeah, that's been the game plan so far, and it hasn't worked either. 2 caught stealing with 2 total base runners. This is now the third. Throw goes to first. Not in time. Castro, Hart, Anderson, Falk from left to right inside the diamond. And that's a called strike 2. Jackson Adams is on deck for the Wasps. And again, throw, and he got him.
My
Takeoff
goodness.
attempt. Wow.
What a great play by Carbon.
I mean, this has been unprecedented. I mean, that was by a long ways. And the coach from the Wasps is pretty upset over at Payne. So another base runner has made an out. The Juab Wasps have had 3 base runners through now an inning and a third, and all 3 of them have been...
They've all been thrown out.
2 caught stealing, and now a pickoff attempt. Oh, and I hit... All right, 2-2 is the count. This one hit high in the air to left field. Nilsson under it. And he'll make the catch.
And just another day in the office.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down. after a single and a walk. And that'll take us to the 3rd inning here on ETV.
When picking the right orthodontist, there are many things to consider. Is it affordable? Are there payment plans? And do they specialize in children orthodontic care? Castle Valley Orthodontics has interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Specializing in state-of-the-art digital radiographs and 3D dental models, Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon-Emery County, been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon-Emery County coming in to see us.
Pain doesn't have to slow you down. Ditch the drugs and nasty side effects that go with them. There's a fast, safe, and proven effective non-drug option for pain relief.
AlphaSim's a handheld medical device that's FDA cleared that allows us to treat your pain, but it also allows us to treat your brain for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. It's easy to use at home and works immediately. There's no lasting side effects and no risk of addiction.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
First pitch swinging is Chet Anderson, and he hit it to the second baseman, but with the speed of Anderson, he legged out an infield single. It was fielded cleanly over at second by Topham, but Anderson with the wheels able to beat it out.
And Topham playing nearly on the grass, let that ball come a long ways before he fielded it.
So we're, again, Ryland Hart, the second batter in the lineup. This one hit hard into left center, and this could be trouble. But nice run and catch by Bryce Bowles over in left field. And that one with just enough air under it for the out. Little conference at the mound. I mentioned this in our pregame show. These two teams met down in Price in Carbon County early in the year. It was a 16-6 game for the Dinos, and it was an extremely windy day. Lots of pop outs landed on the ground that would be generally easy outs.
But that ball hit deep.
The Juab Wasps defense has looked better for aspects compared to that game. Obviously, a great defensive team, but we have seen some errors too and some misplays, on the bases, and those little things can add up as the game continues. Keen Rich now hard hit, and that's going to get through the 5-6 hole into left field. So 2 hits in the inning for the Dinos, and now runners on first and second with just 1 down. Carbon not wasting a lot of time jumping on early pitches here against Porter Bulls.
And Carbon is putting the bat on the ball.
Now the batter, Wyatt Falk. He's going to bunt, and that one fouled off.
And the philosophy here correct me if I'm wrong, but let's get these runners a little bit farther around the bases.
Get them both into scoring position.
Coach Cisneros again giving instructions.
Swinging this time is Falk. And now he's down 0-2.
And Wyatt Falk batting clean up for a reason. Really coming on, you're saying.
This one hit hard on the ground, up the middle. Parks got it. Only play over to first. And they will get the out, 6-3.
But accomplished the same thing as if he had made a super bunt, for my money.
Yep. So 2 down now for Ridge Nilsson. Nilsson flew out to right field his first time up.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every batter has hit the ball.
There's been 2 strikeouts, both to end the inning.
Oh, yes, but in this inning.
And in this inning, yep, everything's been hit hard, or at least hit. Throw goes back to second, not in time.
And if you're Carbon, you almost have to be licking your lips seeing that ball be thrown around the bases, because Juab has frankly had a little bit of difficulty hanging on to those.
Nice pitch, but misses outside. 1-1 the count. Curveball lands in there for a called strike.
And if you can stand me bragging about you again, your Auto Farm scoreboard in the bottom right-hand corner is always correct. It's better than the scoreboard here in the field.
And now 2-2. On deck is Jacob Vasquez. And he walked his first time up. 2-2 pitch. Just outside for ball 3. Juab fans wanted that one.
They're not sitting with as good a view of the home plate as we are. That was clearly outside. And by the way, Dylan, again, I've got to say, this is the best seat in the house where we're viewing this game.
Payoff pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. So for the 3rd straight inning, Bulls gets a strikeout to end it. So Carbon threatens but can't push any across, and that'll send us to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 0-0 the score here on ETV.
Digital cable is a classic. But if you're not enjoying more streaming video services, you're missing out. Emory Telcom has the eFiber internet speeds and reliable Wi-Fi you need for flawless video streaming from all the latest services on all your devices. Whether you want to enhance your streaming options or connect with maximum bandwidth, Emory Telcom's got a sweet plan to make everyone happy. Call or visit emerytelcom.com now to upgrade for just $10 more per month.
At Auto Farm Price Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle is at Auto Farm. If they don't have what you're looking for, they'll find it for you. Find all the great deals and all their inventory online at PriceChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
And welcome back. Due up for Juab here in the bottom of the 3rd is number 15, Jackson Adams, followed by number 27, Taylor Newton, and then number 7, Bryce Bowles. So bottom of the order for the Wasps. Juab has had 3 base runners in the game, but all have been thrown out on the bases.
Carbon, on the other hand, has had several base runners, but hasn't been able to get a run across the home plate yet.
Yeah, Carbon had 1 in the first, left 1 runner on base in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third as well. So now 5 left on base for the Dinos, 0 left on base for the Wasps, but that's not because they haven't been put on base, and not because they haven't scored runs. So
in that regard, it's been very interesting.
Kind of an interesting game here. 3-1 the count to Adams. And that fastball misses low. So leadoff walk.
So Adams will be on first base, and Taylor Newton, the right fielder, will be at the plate.
Newton batting .276 on the year. And you can't expect to continue to get outs once base runners reach. If you're Carbon, that one kicked past Vasquez. Runner will advance easily.
And I'm wondering, Dylan, did that ball hit the plate? That was a very strange bounce.
It did come up really high.
It is not a ball that you would expect Vasquez to let go. There was something strange on that to get by Jacob Vasquez. He just doesn't let that happen.
Yeah, that's really uncommon. If you've been watching Vasquez, I think he's had like 3 or 4 pass balls in the entire year.
But that one came...
Again, playing different on this turf, you never know. It could bounce a little bit more.
And it is an interesting field and a beautiful field.
So again, this is Taylor Newton, the right fielder, and he's ahead 2-0.
One thing you won't see is the pitcher or the batters trying to dig in, kick themselves a little toe hold. It won't work on this type of a field.
If you look, Fawcett stands way far over on our right side of that mound. He's barely on the rubber. So kind of an interesting pitching style.
Yeah, it is.
That curveball lands in there. Nice pitch, strike 2.
And I'm wondering if standing that far to our right, does the ball come at the plate at a little different angle? I'm thinking it would.
And a curveball swung on and missed. That's the second Pierce Oil strikeout of the day for Jordan Fawcett.
And a nice pitch.
So Newton down on strikes. And that'll bring up number 7, Bryce Bowles. Bryce hitting at .302 on the year. And now with a lefty in the batter's box. Vasquez still stands in that same spot. Or sorry, not Vasquez, Fawcett.
Fawcett. But I can actually see a little bit of a scar. I don't know what to call it, but I can see that pitcher's mound has a change up from right in the middle to the side that he's standing on. That's a beautiful pitch for a called strike.
Fawcett quickly ahead here, 0-2. This is the first time in the game that Juab has put a runner in scoring position, and it's not for a lack of effort. The Wasps have tried to steal twice and got caught stealing both times.
And then a guy got picked off on first.
This one hit hard into left field, and the catch will be made by Nelson. That ball's hanging in the air a little longer than it looked initially off the bat. There's 2 down.
But Nelson clearly on his horse, sprinted over there. Ball came right down to him. Clearly a guy who's caught a lot of fly balls.
So we'll go back to the top of the order with Jaden Topham. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. First pitch. Fastball on the ground to Castro. Quick bobble over to first. And a scoop. Nice play by that's Wyatt Falk over there just to keep it in front of him. But it will extend the inning on the errant throw.
And literally drug the first baseman off the base, Wyatt Falk off, but he kept that ball where he could throw it and kept Juab from scoring a run.
Yeah, if that gets past Fawcett, easily a run's going to come in and score. So now runners on the corners for Porter Bowles. Bowles reached on a walk in his first plate appearance. And that curveball in there for a strike.
And that was a beautiful pitch by Fawcett.
Biggest opportunity of the game for the Wasps so far. With 2 runners on and 2 out. Throw goes over to first. Not in time. So 1 pitch misses inside.
And one of the interesting things, when we arrived here, they actually had, I'm going to call them rugs, in the batter's box and on the pitcher's mound. I don't know the entire purpose, but they were protecting the field some way.
Yeah, that's going to keep those heavily used areas. I mean, obviously someone's always pitching and someone's always batting. So keep those heavily used areas protected as best as possible.
I don't know that they needed to protect them from weather at all.
Curveball in there for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Bowles has left that bat on his shoulder so far. Two on, 2 down. Nice stop by Vasquez as the runner takes off for second, rather.
So interesting, now we have a full count and the scoreboard has nothing, Dylan, so I'm glad you're here taking care of us.
Payoff pitch fouled off. Bowles stays alive.
And Juab runners on the go with that pitch.
They can't really run.
No, they can't, but
if it's a walk, then they'll be in trouble. But anytime the bat comes around, they'll run. On the ground to Hart. He gloves it over to first. Nice scoop by Wyatt Falk to save a run again. Wyatt Falk having some big moments in this inning. If you take another look, that is not easy anywhere, but especially on turf. So the Wasps threaten, but come up empty, and we'll take a scoreless tie into the 4th when we return.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go over the hill. Stop by Magnuson Lumber in Castledale for the tools and expertise you need. Whether it's a new coat of paint in the living room or building your dream home, Magnuson has the supplies you need to get the job done. Our friendly, well-trained staff will help you with any project, and we'll deliver to both Emery and Carbon counties. Visit Magnuson Lumber at 495 East Main in Castledale.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
We have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local Jane Auto location to learn more about our sanitizing options.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
First pitch to Jacob Vasquez was high. So we're through 3 innings, all tied up at 0.
But it's been quite an eventful 3 innings.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell why these two teams are top ranked. I mean, there's been great defensive plays, really hard hit balls. 3-0 now the count to Vasquez. He walked back in the second. It's been an entertaining game for sure.
And Vasquez has thrown a couple of guys out on second base.
Yeah. Both of these teams threatened in the third. Carbon and Juab each left 2 runners on base, and Vasquez will take his second walk of the day as the Dinos will start off things in the fourth with a base runner. Let's see, who is that, 27?
He turned around just before I could see it.
Peyton Molinar is going to be the number 20. He's the
pinch
runner. Yep. So Dallin O'Neill will take his second cuts. And he squares to bunt. Did he pull back in time? I didn't see a signal call.
I didn't either, and the scoreboard is not going to give it to you.
So usually if there's no signal, that's a ball. Molinar really leading things off. O'Neill's going to pull back. And I believe the count's now 2-0.
And I promise you, Coach Cisneros, well, we're going to have a little timeout here, but Coach Cisneros knows exactly what he wants done. Has confidence in these kids, has a good relationship with them. I've said earlier how much I appreciate he meets with the team regularly.
When O'Neill is squaring to bunt, Ford over at third base is charging in. I mean, he might even come into your screen. He's so far forward. That's now 3-0. And I don't know if you want to bunt here, but just let him pitch it to you and see if he can get it in the strike zone.
The third baseman is halfway to home plate when he squares.
I mean, he's starting on the grass. Look how far he comes in. And O'Neill, who looked content to make a sacrifice, says, okay, well, if you want to walk me, you can. 4 pitches, and that'll be 2 walks to lead off the fourth.
And now, number 5 is Braxton Henry. Who has he come in the game for Vasquez? Or I mean
James
for Castro?
Yeah. Now Braxton Henry and James Castro have been splitting time in the infield, both at third and sometimes at second. And so not a surprise, both seniors. Not a surprise to see a change here after Castro had that error in the field. Didn't look like he had been putting his best foot forward in this game.
Yeah.
Throw down to second.
And they got him.
Wow.
Oh, that was painful. That's payback.
Yeah, Molinar got caught napping over at second, and now there's going to be a run, or 1 out, rather.
Yeah, that was a bit painful.
So we've seen 2 pickoffs in this game. And that's something you can watch 100 games and never see.
Exactly. I was really surprised when we saw the first one, and now that I've seen the second one, I'm shaking my head kind of.
Yeah, big difference now. It goes from runners on first and second with nobody out to a runner on first with 1 out. And nice play by Ford.
And you got a really good look there of why that third baseman comes halfway to home plate when he shows bunt. But we did advance the runner to second base.
But now there's 2 down. So it could have been runners on second and third with one out. And that's a big pickoff by Bulls. Now the batter will be Bovia. This one hit high in the air into left center. Rosenbeck under it, and he'll make the catch for the third out. So Carbon puts a couple runners on, but still unable to push anything across. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth here on ETV.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
The 3-4-5 hitters due up for Juab here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-0 still the score. So that'll be Ford, Greenhall, and Payton.
And Dylan, we've seen a lot of action to have a 0-0 score.
A lot of action on both sides. Both these pitchers are pitching well, but the hitters have had their chances. And so far, it's been the pitchers able to keep the upper hand. That curveball doesn't quite break, and it'll be ball one. Big swing and a miss for strike one.
And a nice pitch by Fawcett.
Ford lined out to left his first time up. That one hit on the ground hard, but foul. And that was just foul over to the left of the base.
And it went a long ways foul. He hit that ball really sharply down the third base line, foul all the way.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 inches from being a double at least. So now 1-2 the count to Ford. Ford hitting .404 on the year. And this one lifted high in the air, playable for Falk. He's over in foul territory, and he'll make the catch.
Pick that one up.
And now the batter will be number 5, Triker Greenhall. He's got the only hit on the day for the Wasps. Nice curveball lands in there for strike one.
Greenall, the catcher, if he gets on base, we'll expect a pinch runner for him too.
One ball, one strike, one down. And the pitch, check swing, appeal to first, got him. So, second strike.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went around. And the 1-2 pitch. High and inside, that fastball missed, 2-2. And now it's going to run the count full. Vasquez will take some time.
Go talk to his buddy. And I really like the fact that, you know, he's going to take a second here, calm him down. Tell them you're doing fine. I'm telling you right now, if you're going to play with kids and be successful, and this boys, girls, I don't care what sport it is, if it's a team sport, you've got to like each other. The more you like each other, the better you will play together. That's just one of my basic philosophies of high school athletics.
So full count here to Greenhall, 1 out, nobody on. And that pitch misses inside, and it'll be ball 4.
So I think he's going to run down, touch the base, and here comes the pinch runner. See if I can get his number, 28. I don't have a...
Mace.
Mace?
K. Mace. Keaton Mace. First pitch, a ball.
And Wyatt Payton at the plate is the designated hitter who got hit last at bat.
Fawcett has allowed several free passes. That's now 3 walks and 1 hit batter. And the 2-0 pitch. Hit hard, but foul. Payne well ahead of that pitch.
And it's kind of interesting. You've got Fawcett who throws the ball with good speed, and the Juab players are fouling it down third base line. They're ahead of the pitch.
Throw to first, not in time. Curveball lands in there for a strike. Juab really has not been able to figure out that curveball yet.
And Jordan Fawcett really throwing it well today.
He's got a lot of called strikes on that curveball. So it's all even at 2. And go back to the curveball, but just enough did Payton get to foul it off. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. And the pitch inside, and we have another full count.
Yeah, I was afraid that might be another hit, but here comes a big pitch. We've had this situation earlier in the game, several times in the game.
Now it fouled off, and right in the heart of the Juab Wasp order. Payne at the plate, Park on deck. Runner's going to go. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. So
But
we'll get
the
a
runner does
strikeout.
advance.
And a steal.
What? Okay, what happened, Dylan? We looked down. I think he stepped off the plate.
Let's go to break and we'll pull up that replay. So called out at second, and that'll take a scoreless tie into the 5th when we return.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed.
Runner's going to
They
go.
provide
Swing and a
service in the
miss.
fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation for a long list of customers who need material delivered safely and on time. Nielsen Construction is locally owned and a proud supporter of the athletic departments in Carbon and
Welcome back. And it will be Chet Anderson leading things off for us here in the 5th. And he'll swing in a first pitch. This one, if there's room, and there is, forward over to make the catch.
And on the warning track, which is still carpet. But, yeah, lots of room here in the doTERRA field at the UCCU ballpark. And that is, I think it is Utah Community Credit Union or something like that.
So just another high pop-up over to the left side. Ford again tracking it. And he'll make the catch.
So Ford with two high pop-ups to get two Carbon players out.
Before we can even settle in, there's 2 outs. We're still trying to tell you what happened on that play, but if we look at the replay, which we'll pull up after Keaton Rich. First pitch high. So this is the play. So it's going to be a strikeout and then a batter's interference. Run and see how
now
he
watch
comes
him step
into the way.
He stepped in front of the catcher throwing the ball, and they called him out.
So that's the batter's interference part of it. And so the runner will be called out, and that's why that ended. We've seen a lot of unique plays today.
Nice word.
On a line, but foul. 2-1 the count.
And it's kind of interesting. I've seen this when you watch college football. You'll sometimes see little beads of rubber pop up when they step on the grass or whatever. But if they hit the ball hard and it hits the green turf, you see dust fly. And they're little rubber balls that come up through the carpet. So it's really interesting playing in all weather.
Rich has had success today. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a single. That one hit hard, and that's going to get down for a base hit right in front of Bowles. And Rich now 3 for 3. Have yourself a day.
That is a great at-bat, and he's been doing great at-bats all day long.
Battled back from an 0-2 count to run it to 2-2. And then got a base hit.
And then now the cleanup batter, Wyatt Falk.
Falk 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out to short. And the first pitch misses. Ball 1.
And nothing he'd like more than to advance that runner or turn it into an RBI.
Two down here in the top of the 5th. Still no score. Runner's going to go. Falk swinging into right field, and Newton's there to make the catch. So a little hit and run, but again, hit right to a fielder, and that'll do things for Carbon in the top of the 5th. To the bottom half we go here on ETV.
in Grand County. No matter the size of the project, Nielsen Construction has the experience, equipment, and manpower to get the job done.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
When picking the right orthodontist, there are many things to consider. Is it affordable? Are there payment plans? And do they specialize in children orthodontic care? Castle Valley Orthodontics has interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Specializing in state-of-the-art digital radiographs and 3D dental models, Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon-Emery County, been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon-Emery County coming in to see us.
Park, Adams, Newton do up 1-2-3 for the Wasps here in the bottom of the 5th. As this game has remained scoreless. This one hit hard on a line into deep left. That could be gone, and it is. Austin Park touch them all.
And as soon as you say scoreless game, Austin Park steps up there and hits one out of the park for the first score in the ball game.
That was a no-doubter.
Well, when you saw that Carbon's left fielder, Ridge Nelson, turn and run and then pull up, he could see that ball was going to be way over the fence too.
So Austin Park breaks the scoreless tie. And with the way this game is going, that run might be enough.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary.
So Juab strikes first. Jackson Adams now at the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance.
And in the first 3 innings, I believe it was 3 up, 3 down for the Juab Wasps. And now they've got a home run and still alive.
Juab left 2 on base in the 3rd, but it was 3 up, 3 down in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th inning.
That's what it was.
And now 3 straight balls to Adams.
I really have to feel like Jordan Fawcett, Cool Hand Luke, he doesn't let things bother him. Down 3-0, we'll throw him a strike.
And swung on and fouled off. Now the count is full. On the ground, and 8 up is Henry, but he's going to gather and throw it, and nice job to stick with it.
That was a great play by Henry at third base. Knocked it down and got it over to first in time. Taylor Newton, the right fielder, at the plate.
Newton struck out, swinging his first time up. And Fawcett's going to take a step off. For all the action we've seen on the bases, the first run of the game comes off a long ball.
Yeah, that was, again, very interesting game.
Curveball swung on and missed, and Fawcett quickly ahead here 0-2.
Fawcett pitching very well today.
Yeah, other than that home run, he's been extremely efficient. On the ground, and that's inside the first baseline. Wyatt Falk dove, but couldn't get there. And now it'll be O'Neill running over to gather it, and it'll be a 1-out double.
And that hit sharply down the first baseline, just barely fair and past the first baseman.
So the bottom of the order doing some damage for Juab. This is Bryce Bowles. He flew out to left his first time up. Carbon making sure that
he touched first base.
Newton touched first. So runner in scoring position, 1 out. Foul attempt is, or bunt attempt is fouled. You can attempt to foul things.
And again, interesting philosophy. We're going to attempt to bunt and advance that runner to third base. Fawcett keeping the runner on second, keeping Newton.
It's interesting that they're having Chet Anderson cover second with the lefty at the plate.
Yes.
Generally speaking, the batter will pull the ball.
Yeah, Anderson is going to have to really hustle into position when the pitch is delivered. Oh.
And in and out of the glove of Vasquez, and that'll allow the runner to advance. So Newton now at third.
And that is also something you don't see very often. Vasquez, really good at catching, and Carbon players now going to have a little meeting at the mound.
I think Coach Cisneros can feel the momentum starting to swing and just trying to come and gather his guys. Just saying, we're in this game. It's 1-0. Let's give ourselves a chance. That's my
I think
imagining.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what he's saying. You know, we're okay. We're not hurt yet. Let's get these guys out. And the official now coming out to, I think, hurry things along. And I believe the field is busy all day long. So even though this has been a fast game, they don't have all day like they would if they were on their home field playing each other.
All right, so we're ready to resume. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. So a sac fly in play and a ground out to the right side will probably plate Newton. And the 2-1 pitch misses outside, ball 3. We'll go back to the top of the order with Topham after this. And that one fouled off. Now the count is full.
And Bryce Bowles protecting the plate very well.
And called strike 3. Bowles thought it was inside. Let's take another look on your J and Auto replay.
When he started running, it surprised me. It looked like a strike to me. Oh yeah, that's
right
clearly in there.
So third Pierce Oil strikeout for the day, and that's a big one, as that's now the 2nd out in the inning. And now the batter will be Jaden Topham, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Topham a good hitter though, 365 on the year. And the curveball misses high, ball 1.
And if Carbon can get Jaden Topham out, they will escape the inning with only 1 run. Leave a Juab runner on third.
In the air to left, but slicing foul. 1-1 the count.
That would have been a superhuman effort to get the right fielder over there, Dallin O'Neill, for a play on that.
Curveball catches the outside corner, now 1-2. That's the 3rd curveball that Topham's seen in this at-bat. Back to the curveball, but just missed high. I think Topham was expecting a fastball there.
I think so too, and from our vantage point, that clearly was right over the plate. So if the official's calling it a ball, it's either high or low. That we can't judge from where we were at, so another ball. Make the count full.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner on third.
And hit him.
Hit him. So that'll put runners on the corners and send up Porter Bowles. Bowles is 0 for 1 with a walk.
He was the first one thrown out, I believe, in the game. Thrown out, stealing second.
Yep. So the pitcher with a chance to help himself, and he does. Up the middle, 1 run will score. Runner's going to head for third. Throw from Rich, not in time.
Oh boy, but that was a great play. Henry jumps, comes down with the ball, and tags the runner, but he was already on base.
So the score now 2-0. And there's 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Porter Bowles is pretty pumped up.
And they're going to pinch run him so he doesn't expend his energy running bases. They want him to expend his energy from the mound.
That'll come down to Cooper Ford, who's lined out to left and fouled out to first. And we're going to have another stop and play as Dakota Cisneros will go out and talk to his pitcher.
Now, if you go to the mound twice in 1 inning, is that constitute anything?
In the majors, if you go out twice, I think you have to replace the pitcher.
That's what I was wondering. And they are going to. Here comes Falk.
Yeah, White Falk's going to come in. And that'll be the end of the day for Jordan Fawcett.
He normally, I think, would go play first, but with the injured arm, he's going to call it a day. And Jordan Fawcett did a super job today.
So I think it's going to be Camden Wilson.
And Jeff Cisneros now conversing with the official.
Let's see, there's going to be a few changes here. Camden Wilson, I believe that's who it is. Yep, Camden Wilson is going to jog out to the outfield. Oh, and Ridge Nelson's going to come and play first.
And we've seen Ridge at first before.
Yeah, he's played first. And Wilson's going to be in left. Okay, we'll take a step aside and await Wyatt Falk as he warms up. The Juab Wasps are on top 2-0 when we return.
Pain doesn't have to slow you down. Ditch the drugs and nasty side effects that go with them. There's a fast, safe, and proven effective non-drug option for pain relief.
AlphaSim is a handheld medical device that's FDA cleared that allows us to treat your pain, but it also allows us to treat your brain for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. It's easy to use at home and works immediately. There's no lasting side effects and no risk of addiction.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
So the junior Wyatt Falk will be called on here with 2 outs and 2 runners on in a 2-0 game. And he'll have to face the dangerous Cooper Ford. First pitch in there for a strike. Falk has a 2.71 ERA through 7 appearances. He's pitched just about 21 innings, and he's got 18 strikeouts. Sorry, 23 strikeouts and 21 walks. This one high in the air into center. Rich, and it's going to be O'Neill that's going to call him off and make the catch. So the damage is done, though, as the Wasps grab 2 runs, one off the solo shot from Austin Park, and then an RBI single, 2-out RBI single from Porter Bowles makes it 2-0 as we head to the 6th here on ETV.
Digital cable is a classic. But if you're not enjoying more streaming video services, you're missing out. Emory Telecom has the e-fiber internet speeds and reliable Wi-Fi you need for flawless video streaming from all the latest services on all your devices. Whether you want to enhance your streaming options or connect with maximum bandwidth, Emory Telecom's got a sweet plan to make everyone happy. Call or visit emerytelecom.com now to upgrade for just $10 more per month.
At Auto Farm Price Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle is at Auto Farm. If they don't have what you're looking for, they'll find it for you. Find all the great deals and all their inventory online at PriceChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
To the top of the 6th we go. Juab now on top 2-0. And the Dinos will send up number 17, Ridge Nilsson, to the plate. He's 0 for 2 thus far with a fly out and a strikeout. This one off the end of the bat over to first. And the nice little toss to Bowles gets him in time.
And that was a nice defensive play by the Juab Wasps.
That's a 3-1 ground out.
Brings Jacob Vasquez to the plate.
Vasquez has been seeing the ball well. He's walked twice. And he'll take a first pitch strike. So it'll be Vasquez, then Dallin O'Neill. Outside, 1-1 the count. Porter Bowles has pitched well for Juab so far. Carbon's had some opportunities, but Bowles able to get out of it.
Left a lot of runners on base. And I promise you that's as aggravating to them as it is to anyone in the stands.
That pitch lands in there now, 2-2. This one hit hard into right center, and that'll be down for a base hit. So Vasquez doing his job at the plate.
And Carbon with another runner on base.
And most of the damage in this game has been done from Keaton Rich and Vasquez. Rich for 3 for 3, and Vasquez has reached base each of his 3 times with 2 walks and now a single.
This brings Dallin O'Neill, the right fielder, up to bat.
O'Neill 0 for 1 with a walk. He's also reached safely both times. He reached on an error back in the 2nd. Hard on hit, and up the middle it goes. Stopping at second is the pinch runner.
And I can't tell you who that pinch runner is.
I think it's Payne Molinar.
It could be. But that that hit ball went right at Bowles' feet. He had to get out of the way or get injured by that one. So nice hit by O'Neill.
Yeah, back-to-back hits now for the Dinos. will put runners on first and second with 1 out. Braxton Henry's now at the plate. And he might square around a bunt. Nope, he's going to swing through, or at least watch a strike. This is Henry's second at bat. He hit a sacrifice his last time up. Throw to second, and it hits Molinar. If it didn't hit him, it would have gone into the outfield.
Yeah, that's a little bit of bad luck because that was clearly not going to be caught by the Juab fielder until it hit Molinar.
And Park over at short had no chance to make that, to catch it. And Molinar saying, thanks, you picked me off once, and now you've pegged me with a ball. On the ground, and this is a good bunt.
Oh, and
Bowles
the
just
pitcher
trips and falls, and everyone will be safe.
And again, I've got to say this, Dylan. This is a strange field. It's a beautiful field. We love playing on it. But here, again, at just a little bit different footing, and the pitcher goes down. And you got Henry on base.
So this is Camden Wilson. This is his first at-bat of the game. I don't know what the official scorekeeper is going to say on that play, but I'm going to call that an infield single. That was going to be a tough play for Bowles either way.
That's true. So with 1 out, Carbon has an opportunity to score.
And it's been the bottom of the order. So 3 straight hits from the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And this is this is Camden Wilson now. 1-1 the count. He came into Bo Villa's spot. Wilson, a .333 hitter. And on the ground, and under the glove of Adams, 1 run will score, and the second run around and in safely. Carbon has tied the game here in the 6th.
Oh my goodness. And that ball hit very sharply on a very fast field, and it just sneaked by the first baseman.
So Camden Wilson comes through with a 2 RBI base knock and has tied this game. As the Juab Wasps are now going to meet at the mound.
And now you go back to the top of the Carbon batting order.
Yeah, this is the dangerous part. Is the top of the Dinos order throughout the season has done a lot of damage.
And with 1 out, you got runners on the corners, and Juab's going to have a little visit on the mound.
So we're tied at 0 forever in this game. Juab finally gets a couple runs in the bottom of the 5th, and Carbon answers right back and ties it back up.
And Carbon looking really good with 1 out, 2 runners on base, and the top of the order. What more could you ask for?
We'll see if there's a pitching change. Nope. Porter Bowles is going to remain in, and he'll face Chet Anderson for the 4th time. Chet Anderson 1 for 3 thus far with a single. He lined out in the 1st and then flew out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th.
But again, he makes contact with a baseball.
Yeah, these next 2 guys, Anderson and Hart, and Rich for that matter, all contact hitters. First pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
The Juab fans not happy about that, but clearly just barely above the plate.
Interested that Wilson's remained at first. On the ground to second. Backhand glove in time for second, and the ball comes out of the glove over at first.
So,
everyone's safe. Everyone's safe. There was no outs.
I'm going to say, why is the runner still on second? The runner's still on second because he was safe. I think the coach is going to come out now and chirp at the official a little bit. I'm probably sure you can't talk him out of it.
Let's see if we can't pull up a replay of that. Carbon is taking the lead now.
And who would you rather have at the bat than Ryland Hart with runners at first and second and Carbon leading by 1?
All right. First pitch, a strike. Let's look at that last play if we can. So on the ground is second. And let's see, this is the critical part is, did he, oh, that was close. I think he
I think he came across the base without the baseball. He crossed the base without the baseball is what it looked like to me.
I think by the time he touched it, Camden Wilson beat the throw.
I agree.
Or they said that he didn't have the ball when he touched the base. Either way, everyone's safe. There's 1 out with 2 runners on, but now 2 strikes to Ryland Hart.
Nothing more exciting than high school athletics.
Low for ball 1. Runners are going to go and hit hard, and that's going to get up the middle. Another run's going to come around to score. Anderson is going to be sent home as well, and now he's going to be held up. So Ryland Hart comes through with a 1-2 count, and the runners were on the move, and Carbon has broke it open. Well, not broke it open, but they're
scoring.
They're scoring. I mean, it's what's that? The saying in basketball, you've taken the lid off?
Yes, taking the lid off, the ball's going in the net. Okay, they're hitting the ball very well, but I promise you, Porter Bowles had to duck to save his life on that pitch. That ball came rocketing right at him, and he had no chance to get a mid up on it. I think if you saw a replay, you'd see him dive to the ground to save his life. And again, Ryland Hart just hit that ball. I think it was Hart.
It was Hart, yep. And just to add on to that, you talk about trusting a guy. You're trusting your guy there with a 1-2 count. You send the runners, and just 1 out. You're trusting your guy to make contact, and that's pretty impressive. That speaks volumes from Coach Cisneros.
It does, and Coach Cisneros has great confidence in his players.
So this is Keaton Rich. Rich has had himself a day so far, 3 for 3 with a double. He's been seeing the ball really well out of Porter Bowles' hand.
So an opportunity, a hit this time will score a run.
And delayed steal. Throw goes to the pitcher. And that's just a really smart play by Hart.
It is, and there is action now in the Juab bullpen. They've got a couple of pitchers warming up out there. But the big concern is Keaton Rich.
And fouled back now. So infield in with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position.
And Carbon has had a big 6th inning.
4 runs have come around to score. And the pitch hit high in the air into fouled ground.
And
nothing happened. I mean, you can't see it on your screen, but Ford was running over, and he tried to make a backwards catch, almost like a receiver running up the field, and was unable to glove it.
And the left fielder came clear down to that. That foul ball just hit it exactly where nobody could get to it, and high in the air, but dropped in for a loud strike.
So we'll do over the 1-2 pitch. And it's high for ball 2. Rich at the plate, Falk on deck. And after having a lot of opportunities without anything to show for it, the Dinos have struck for 4 runs in the 6th. This one hit high in the air into left center.
Are they going to make it?
Rosenbeck's going to catch it. Runners are tagging. Throw's going to go to third, but not in time. That'll be a sac fly, and another run's going to come in and score.
So, sac fly, another RBI for Keaton Rich, brings up Wyatt Falk.
And Rich just missed a 3-run home run. If he didn't hit that thing so high, it was going to be gone.
Yes, it wasted a lot of energy going up instead of out. But again, Carbon now on a roll. 5 runs in the 6th.
So Wyatt Falk, now the 9th batter of the inning. Falk's 0 for 3 thus far.
So he's due.
First pitch, high, ball 1.
And that runner on third, is that Hart?
Yeah, that's Hart at third.
Hart with great speed.
Called strike, 1-1. That one called the ball.
High and inside from where I'm sitting.
Fastball on the ground and in. You said it, JR. He was due.
He was due, and there comes a run.
Through the 5-6 hole, and that's now the 6th run to cross the plate. As the Dinos have taken full advantage of their opportunities here in the 6th.
But now here's the interesting part about and Juab going to the mound. But I believe this is the 2nd time at bat in this inning for Ridge Nelson. Am I right?
You're right. Ridge started off the inning with a ground out.
So if you have all 9 players bat, yeah, you should score 6 runs in the 6th.
We are going to see a pitching change. And it's going to be number 22, Sperry. So we're going to take a quick break. The Dinos have struck for 6 runs and lead it by 4 when we return.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go over the hill. Stop by Magnuson Lumber in Castledale for the tools and expertise you need. Whether it's a new coat of paint in the living room or building your dream home, Magnuson has the supplies you need to get the job done. Our friendly, well-trained staff will help you with any project, and we'll deliver to both Emery and Carbon counties. Visit Magnuson Lumber at 495 East Main in Castledale.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
We have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local J Auto location to learn more about our sanitizing options.
Welcome back. Again, this is Ridge Nilsson at the plate. And runner was on the move, but the foul will make him retreat back to first. Pitching for Juab now is number 22, Jerson Sperry. He's pitched 14 innings with 12 strikeouts and 13 walks. He's got a 5.86 ERA.
And I've got to tell you, Porter Bowles was very impressive while he was in there. He did a good job right until Carbon really came alive in the 6th.
Yeah, he pitched 5 good innings. And the 6th on a problem. Throw's going to go over to first in time, So Park to Adams, and that'll do it for the inning. But not before Carbon strikes for 6 and leads it by 4 as we head to the bottom half here on ETV.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments. Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
With made-to-go deli items, including its world-famous pizza, locally owned and operated BK Stop and Shop in Huntington serves the community with a smile. BK's has long been a gathering place for locals and travelers alike, offering the most basic of snacks to a delicious plate of shrimp. Fill up your vehicle with at least 10 gallons of Sinclair fuel and get a stamp on BK's frequent fueler card toward a free pizza. BK's also offers a catering service for your company party or town festival. BK's is located at 506 Main Street in Huntington.
And welcome back to the bottom of the 6th we go. Now 6-2 the score as the Dinos struck for all 6 of those runs in the top of the inning. And now the pitcher will be Wyatt Falk. He came in and got the last out to end the Juab threat in the 5th. Juab scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. And then Carbon answered with 6 of their own. And that's how we've gotten to this point. So
Triker Greenall, the catcher for Juab.
Greenhall's had a good day at the plate. He singled and walked. That one will miss. Ball 2. In the dirt. Now 3-2 or 3-1. Falk is a guy that has some pretty electric stuff, but the control has been an issue for him this year.
When he gets in a groove, he is very good.
So good hitters count for Greenhall. That one catches the outside corner, strike 2. This one swung and lifted high in the air, but out of play.
Definitely made the Carbon defense all move.
Right in the heart of the order for Juab. This is the cleanup batter. Then we'll go to Peyton and Park. Park with the solo shot in the last inning. And this one hit hard, and it's going to be fair, down for at least a double, off the wall, and Wilson will gather it and get it in, but it will be a leadoff double for Greenhall.
And that was a well-hit ball.
Well, this game has been entertaining in all ways you can think. There's been, I mean, the first 4.5 innings were entertaining at a scoreless tie, and now the bats have come alive here in the last inning and a half.
And Greenall come to put his catcher gear on, and number 28 is pinch running for the Juab Wasps.
Yeah, that's Mace.
That's Mace.
Keaton Mace. Payne's 0 for 1. And another pass ball. Could be a wild pitch to depending on how you score that. But runner will advance. And with nobody out, it's going to be tough to keep that run from scoring. We got a ball come over from the bullpen.
Interesting, Carbon has pitchers working in the bullpen.
Swung on and fouled off. So 1-1 the count to Wyatt Payton. And he was batting when that controversy happened back in the 4th, where he swung and missed with 1 out for a strikeout, and then his swing brought him into the plate, and that was batter's interference as the runner was going. This one hit high on a line, rather, into center. Rich is there for the catch. Runner's going to tag up and score easily.
And they were letting that ball come to check it right until first baseman, I believe Reg Nelson, decided that we better hang on to this. He's already across the plate.
So Payton will get the RBI and the sac fly. And now the batter will be Austin Park, who hit a solo shot his last time up.
And it was a real solo shot. He really hit that ball well. I can't see any foot markers for how far out it is. I see a 42 over there, but I think that's for Jackie Robinson.
On the ground, and Anderson races over to glove it, but no throw. That'll be an infield single.
And that is going to keep him on first base. But I'll tell you right now, Carbon's second baseman had to really, Chet Anderson had to hustle like mad to get over there and keep that from getting into the outfield for extra bases.
So there's 1 out. Jackson Adams at the plate with a runner on first. Adams 0 for 1 with a walk. And it'll be ball 1. Adams a .459 hitter on the year. This one hit high in the air, but out of play.
And it hit the steel roof, made a big bang.
Curveball just misses. Now 2-1 the count. Inside, ball 3.
Three balls, 1 strike to Jackson Adams.
And in the dirt, ball 4.
So with 1 out and another pinch runner, this one's number 8. And I'm not sure why
Jackson.
Why they're pinch running for number 15, who's the first baseman.
Well, you can
maybe
get some
the pitch
speed on the bases.
Really quick.
Yeah, if you get some speed on the bases, not a bad idea. Alex Jackson is the pinch runner over at first. And the batter will be number 27, Taylor Newton. He's 1 for 2 with a double. He came around and score last inning. Curveball swung on and missed.
And I think he was kind of fishing for that one.
Another curveball, but this one misses way outside. Another curveball. Now 1-2.
Nice pitch.
I almost wonder if Falk doesn't feel like he has a lot of control on his fastball right now. Didn't have a chance to warm up in the bullpen. Obviously, he was playing first base when the change was made.
Just
another curveball.
And struck him out. He thought he was going to end up on first base, but the first base was occupied.
So, another swinging strikeout. That's Wyatt Falk's first Pierce Oil strikeout of the game. And there's now 2 down. If you're Carbon, if you can get out of this inning with just allowing the 1 run, that would be huge going into the 7th.
And the batter is now 18. We're going to have to hunt him up.
Park.
Oh, yes.
Payton Park. Park, a .235 hitter on the year, and another curveball lands in there for a strike.
And that ball is really breaking well.
Fastball swung on and fouled off. So Falk here ahead 0-2.
And as you like to call him, a loud strike.
He balked. Yep, that was a balk.
How did that? Okay, explain that to me.
So let's look at this J and Auto replay. Right, that hitch.
Oh, I see the hitch. The hitch is a balk.
So what happens? It's a balk when you stop your motion towards home. And Coach Cisneros is unhappy with that call. So it's not a pitch, which it looked like a good one. But it will advance both runners to second and third. It's almost harder to see in slow motion, though. Let's look at that real speed.
And the little hitch was what was called the balk, huh?
Well, if you stop your motion to home once you start it, so he lifts up his foot, starts it, and then that slight hesitation. Yep, that was a balk. Called on.
And the official jumped right on that. I mean, there was no question in the official's mind.
It's funny because in real time, I thought it was a balk, but now watching that replay, I don't know if his motion, you can, I don't know. It has to continue, but it looked like he just had a small hitch.
And I'll believe anything you tell me. I'm new at this game.
So still an 0-2 count and 2 down. Payton Park at the plate. In the dirt, ball 1. The other thing is when you change up your mechanics as far as your delivery, that can also give you problems with the umpire, who said, well, I've seen you pitch, 12, 13 pitches now.
And none of them look like that.
None of them looked like that using you hitch, so that's a balk. Curveball off the glove. Runner's going to go, and he's going to score. So the balk does hurt him, as now a run comes in and scores.
And that advancing that runner one base made that pass ball an opportunity for Juab to score a run.
And Falk just needs to concentrate on getting the batter out with 2 outs. Fastball on the ground. Henry, he's got it. Over to first. In time for the out. So Juab gets 2 runs to cut it to 6-4 as we head to the final inning here on ETV.
The men and women of Nielsen Construction pride themselves in taking care of their customers wherever and whenever they are needed. They provide service in the fields of heavy excavation, road construction, concrete operations, crane operations, welding, and much more. Their trucking division provides coal service hauling for area coal mines, and their fleet of heavy hauling transports provides oversized load transportation for a long list of customers who need material delivered safely and on time. Nielsen Construction is locally owned and a proud supporter of the athletic departments in Carbon, Emery, and Grand County. No matter the size of the project, Nielsen Construction has the experience, equipment, and manpower to get the job done.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
And welcome back. First pitch to Jacob Vasquez was swung on and hit up the middle for a base knock. And Vasquez now 2 for 2 with 2 walks. So he is reached base safely all 4 times at the plate, and the Dinos start off the 7th with their lead runner on the base. Dallin O'Neill squares around to bunt, pulls back, ball 1. O'Neill 1 for 2 rather, with a run scored and a walk.
And Coach Cisneros giving him instructions. I always find these instructions very entertaining.
On the ground, but foul. This is the part of the order that did damage last inning when the Dinos struck for 6 runs. It was Vasquez, O'Neill, and Henry that all singled, and then Camden Wilson came in and singled as well. We do have a new pitcher though.
And the key is get runners on base and move them around. I know that sounds dumb. It's simple. That's all you've got to do. Carbon very good at that and had great success in the 6th inning.
So Sperry ahead here, 1-2. Hard and nice catch over at short. Park is going to double him up.
My goodness. What a great defensive play by Juab. And I can tell you right now, that ball hit hard. I understand exactly why the Carbon base runner took off.
Hard.
It looked like that was clearly out of play, and he just jumped up and stabbed it with his mitt. So 2 out for Carbon.
That was a heck of a play by Park. It looked like it was going to get into left field for a base hit, and Molinar was ready to get to third, but a little too quick as he's doubled up.
And the difference between that and a hit might have been 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah, and it totally changes the complexity of the inning, obviously. Now 2 down and nobody on, and it almost was runners on the corners with nobody out.
And Henry
on the ground to Park. And he'll make the throw in time. So 3 up, 3 down. 2 excellent plays by Park. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th with Juab trailing by 2 when we return.
When picking the right orthodontist, there are many things to consider. Is it affordable? Are there payment plans? And do they specialize in children orthodontic care? Castle Valley Orthodontics has interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Specializing in state-of-the-art digital radiographs and 3D dental models, Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon-Emery County. Been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon-Emery County coming in to see us.
Pain doesn't have to slow you down. Ditch the drugs and nasty side effects that go with them. There's a fast, safe, and proven effective non-drug option for pain relief.
AlphaSim is a handheld medical device that's FDA cleared that allows us to treat your pain, but it also allows us to treat your brain for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. It's easy to use at home and works immediately. There's no lasting side effects and no risk of addiction.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
All right, here we go into the bottom of the 7th. As this exciting one might come to an end. We'll see how things go. And we're back to the top of the order with Juab. Jaden Topham, Porter Bowles, and Cooper Ford do up 1, 2, 3, and it'll be Wyatt Falk trying to come in and pitch for the Dinos.
And nice pitch by Falk.
Topham 0 for 2. He also was hit by a pitch. A deliberate delivery in there for strike 2.
Two pitches, 2 strikes.
That pitch is high. Ball 1. Just misses the inside corner.
Carbon fans unhappy with that, but I tell you from our view, I believe that was a good call. Nice looking pitch, it was just inside. And now the official and the coach are going to have a little conference.
Just feels like this first batter is huge as far as momentum goes.
Yes. You get the first batter on. You think you've got a little momentum. Carbon gets him out. Carbon's going to feel like they have the momentum.
On the ground, short little chopper. Henry gloves it. Throw over to first in time.
Beautiful play. Henry to Nelson. You know the numbers for that.
Yeah, 5-3, and that was a huge play. We mentioned momentum, and that was a slow roller. Nice play by Henry. He's done a really good job since coming in, and the first batter is taken care of.
Porter Bowles, who pitched most of this game, up now.
High in the air, shallow center, Rich under it, and he'll make the catch. Now 2 down.
And now, if you're going to talk momentum, Dylan, can we say Carbon's got to feel like they've got the momentum going?
Yeah, just 1 out away from advancing to the semifinal game.
And Cooper Ford at bat now. Are my hieroglyphics right, or has he flown out all 3 times at bat? Am I crazy?
He lined out. I would call it a line out in the first.
Okay.
So he's hit the ball hard, but then he flew out in foul territory to first base in the 4th, and then flew out to right in the 5th.
So 1 strike to him. And
that's
Falk
hit
is going to hit him with that one.
And that's a mistake. Now the tying run will come to the plate.
And this is a Triker Greenall.
Swung on and fouled off.
It's kind of interesting to watch Jacob Valdez. As soon as that thing is fouled off, he has his headgear off looking for that ball instantaneously.
Yeah, Vasquez is, he's an excellent catcher for sure. Greenhall, again, has 3 home runs on the year, so he has the power to tie this game. He's a .432 hitter. He's got a double in this one already. This one high in the air, and this might do it. Anderson's calling for it, and he'll make the catch. The Dinos will advance, and they'll overcome a 2-run deficit and win it 6-4.
Oh my goodness, Dylan. This is a big win for Carbon. So you just had the number 4 ranked team in the state defeat the number 1 ranked team in the state. It's going to send Juab now through the hard road back to the winner's circle, and Carbon is going to advance to tomorrow's game at 4:30 against ALA or Juan Diego.
Yeah, why don't we take a quick break? We'll be back with the post-game show right after this.
Digital cable is a classic. But if you're not enjoying more streaming video services, you're missing out. Emory Telecom has the e-fiber internet speeds and reliable Wi-Fi you need for flawless video streaming from all the latest services on all your devices. Whether you want to enhance your streaming options or connect with maximum bandwidth, Emory Telecom's got a sweet plan to make everyone happy. Call or visit emerytelecom.com now to upgrade for just $10 more per month.
Welcome back to the Castle Valley Orthodontics post-game show. And the Dinos just took a 6-4 win over Juab and will advance to the 4:30 game tomorrow. They will play the winner of ALA and Juan Diego, which is coming up right after this. Juab, on the other hand, will bounce down to the consolation bracket and will play at 11 a.m. And they'll play the winner of 4 different teams, so it's really hard to tell, but they will, like JR said, have a longer road back to the championship game. So kind of a wild game. It was tied 0-0 for the majority of it. The Wasps strike first, get 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and then Carbon comes right back and grabs six runs in the top of the 6th and holds on for the 6-4 win.
And what inning? All you've got to do is score a lot of runs in 1 inning, and you're good to go.
And it really was the bottom of the order that led to that 6-run inning, with Jacob Vasquez, Dallin O'Neill, and Braxton Henry, and then Camden Wilson coming in. So your 4 guys at the bottom all get base hits, and they come around to score. they all come around to score. And so a huge game for the Dinos to win and advance. And that'll send us to our Tram Electric player of the game. And JR, you and I were talking about several different guys. We definitely could have gone with Jordan Fawcett, who comes in and pitches an excellent game.
Did a super job.
Yeah, gets through almost 5 innings, gave up just 2 runs, so 4 2/3 innings. And so he was definitely in consideration. But we're going to give it to Keaton Rich, who went 3 for 3 with an RBI. Just an excellent day at the plate. Obviously played well in the field as well. And at the end of the day, though, it really is a team effort, and the Dinos came through. You talked about next man up, and they did enough to overcome some adversity within the game and had some big moments at the plate and scored enough to beat Juab.
Clearly a game victory and a great win for the Dinos.
All right, so that's going to do it for us in this one. Stay with us, though, as ALA and Juan Diego will face off next. But for Carbon and Juab, again, the Dinos the winners, 6-4, and they'll play tomorrow at 4:30. So for JR Nelson and Dylan Smith, we'll see you next time.
At Auto Farm Price Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The best deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle is at Auto Farm. If they don't have what you're looking for, they'll find it for you. Find all the great deals and all their inventory online at PriceChryslerDodgeJeep.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, we make it happen for you.
Have a home improvement project? Don't go